Quick and Easy Tarot by Lily Oak. Published and recorded by Hedge Witchery Books. Copyright Lindsay Caulfield, 2013. All rights reserved. No part of this recording may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronical, mechanical, photocopying, recording, or otherwise, without prior permission of the copyright owner. Images of the historic tarot artwork featured on the cover of this book are in the public domain both in the US, Europe and internationally. Dedication. For Jensen and Scarlett, my two greatest blessings, who I never can predict. Introduction. Although tarot is now one of the most popular means of divination, its origins have nothing to do with providing insight or predicting the future. The tarot deck started life as a card game. The first records of this game date back to mid-15th century Europe. Although there is evidence to suggest that card games may have been used to divine the future from the 16th century, the first kind of readings we would recognise as a rudimentary tarot spread date from the 18th century, well over 13 years since the cards games came into being. Tarot decks, as we use them today, consist of the Major Arcana, the Minor Arcana. The Major Arcana contains 22 cards that represent different elements of the human experience of life, the factors that affect it, and the responses that can be solicited from it. The Minor Arcana comprises of 4 suits of each representing a different element of our day-to-day lives. Each of these suits is made up of 14 cards that give guidance on the particular aspect of life. This book is designed to help you learn to use the tarot cards in as simple and straightforward a way as possible. By the end of this book, you will be able to perform tarot readings for yourself and friends. You will also, I hope, have started a lifelong love affair with the art of tarot, the clarity it can bring, and the joy of the ongoing path of learning that this little book provides the first steps along. How to choose your deck. One of the first things you need in order to start learning to read tarot is a tarot deck. There are now hundreds of different decks on the market in wide-ranging designs. One hard and fast rule when buying a tarot deck is make sure you are buying a tarot deck. I know this sounds like I'm stating the obvious, but bear with me. As well as there being hundreds of different tarot decks on the market, there are also lots of oracle decks. Oracle decks are a great method of divination, but not particularly helpful when trying to learn tarot. The best way to check you are buying a tarot deck is to look at the number of cards. A full tarot deck should have 78 cards, 22 Major Arcana and 56 Minor Arcana. Beyond making sure your deck is a tarot deck, there aren't really any other hard and fast rules to stick to. Simply make sure you pick a deck with imagery you connect to. But how do I know what imagery I connect with, I hear you ask? Well, basically pick a deck you like the look of, one with illustrations you find attractive. Usually it's the one whilst browsing a big display of them you instinctively pick up. The imagery in a deck is what you use to intuitively pick out the meanings of cards within readings, so it's important to pick one you will enjoy gazing at. If you really get stuck when picking a deck, I'd recommend going for one of the traditional ones. Pretty much every modern deck is based, however loosely, on one of the old school decks, so learning with one of these will stand you in pretty good stead for learning other decks in the future. Connecting with your deck. If you read other books, articles and websites about tarot reading, they will often mention the importance of connecting with your deck, or attuning to your deck. You may well be wondering what on earth they are talking about, and if it really is as important as it's made out. Well, yes, it is quite important, but don't panic. I'll talk you through it. Connecting with your deck is basically a process of figuring out what the meaning of each card is for you personally as a reader. It's true each card has a standard meaning, but this isn't the only thing you use to give a reading. Everyone that picks up any given tarot deck will ascribe slightly different meanings to the cards. To find out what your meaning for the cards are, Look at them each in turn and note what it is about the imagery that stands out for you. Once you know the detail that is calling out to you, ask yourself what attributes and associations that particular thing holds for you. For example, on one of my decks, the magician is standing in a field of new seedlings. To me, the seedlings really stood out, even though they were a small detail. I associate seedlings with new life, renewal, and springtime. This meaning for me, the magician card, will always have these meanings, as well as the standard meanings. Every time I buy a new deck, I take a notepad or sheet of paper and jot down my personal meaning of each card, and have this in front of me for the first dozen or so readings I do with that particular deck. The Major Arcana. The Fool is childlike, full of hope and new beginnings. Just hope he doesn't rush too quickly into the new world he's found in. The Magician is confident and takes steps that are bold. Just hope he doesn't hesitate or hide from what unfolds. The Priestess, a woman who can reveal and provide insight. Just hope she doesn't bring emotions so strong rationale is lost from sight. The Empress is growth, creativity and stability. Just hope she brings not love, family or career difficulty. The Emperor is success, power and force of will. Just hope he doesn't bring weakness or submission, worse still. The Priest is understanding and teachings given. Just hope he doesn't bring deceit or bad advice, you listen. The Lovers are partnership, truth and friends. Just hope they don't bring disputes and bad decisions in the end. The Chariot is achievement, goals reached and travel. Just hope it isn't a headstrong, it puts you at a ruthless level. Justice is balance, common sense rules here. Just hope it treats you justly and not makes the world unfair. The Hermit reevaluates, takes time to look within. Just hope he doesn't hear wise words but fail to take them in. The Wheel is new beginnings. It is luck, it is change. Just hope the luck isn't bad or circumstances poorly arranged. Strength is courage, pure self-belief. Just hope it doesn't flee you in the face of grief. The Hanged Man is sacrifice, but he leads to happiness. Just be careful being greedy doesn't lead you to distress. Death is rebirth, new understanding. Just to hope it doesn't lead you to destruction when you find him. Temperance is balance, making things work. Just hope it isn't also where lack of harmony lurks. The Devil takes the bad and turns it into a positive. Just make sure you aren't impulsive and good accounts you can give. The Tower is learning from things having to be rebuilt. Just make sure it's falling down isn't justly your guilt. The Star is needed luck, an opportunity for you. Just be careful you don't miss out on promising ventures new. The Moon is a psychic, pure intuition. Just don't over-rationalize into an unfulfilling position. The Sun is triumph, brought by your own hand. Just hope that it's built on something firmer than sand. Judgment is serenity, happiness in achievement. Just hope the past doesn't linger to spoil this found contentment. The World is completeness, full of fulfillment. Just hope it doesn't hamper progression and bring failure and disappointment. The Major Arcana portion of your deck is comprised of 22 cards, which related to life experiences and phases of the human life experience in general. Everyone in life starts their journey as the Fool, inexperienced, full of potential, but very naive and lacking in experience. They will all end it having built their world, and ready to take the step into the realm beyond our mortal one. Of course, they will encounter many people and situations along the way, as are embodied through the other cards in the Major Arcana. The Major Arcana does not only represent a life experience as one all-encompassing journey, but can also represent the hundreds of little undertakings that make up our lives. For example, starting a new career, starting a new relationship, and dealing with changes within a family situation may all be present in the Major Arcana. The Major Arcana is a you with the situations expressed in the cards as well. Over the next couple of pages you will find the generally accepted meaning of these cards. After reading these, I would advise you to sit with your deck and take some time connecting with these cards and working out how these meanings translate to you and your deck. I would advise making notes on the large sheet of paper or in a notebook. Once you are comfortable with the major arcana card meanings, you can put these to use and practice using them in readings by doing single card readings or the smaller 3 card readings, which we'll look at in the reading section of this book. Card meanings. The Fool. Right way up, potential and new beginnings. Inverted, it means foolishness and lack of thought or planning. The Magician. Right way up, progress and confidence. Inverted, hesitation and running away from problems. The High Priestess. Right way up, a woman or female energy or a secret or answer being revealed. Inverted, high emotions and irrational behaviour. The Empress. Right way up, stability, growth and creativity. Inverted, domestic or career difficulties. The Emperor. Right way up, success, power and strength of will. Inverted, weakness and submission. The High Priest. Right way up, wisdom, insight, understanding or a teacher. Inverted, lies and misleading advice. The Lovers. Right way up, partnership, relationship progressing. Inverted, bad decisions or relationship problems. The Chariot. Right way up, achievement, a goal being reached or travel. Inverted, ruthlessness. Justice. Right way up, balance, common sense or that you will be judged fairly. Inverted, injustice or unfair treatment. The Hermit. Right way up, re-evaluation, taking stock of the situation and introspection. Inverted, refusal to take advice or rushing a decision. The Wheel of Fortune. Right way up, situations changing and resolving. Introverted, unfortunate change. Strength. Right way up, courage in the face of difficulties and self-belief. Inverted, falling in the face of obstacles. The Hanged Man. Right way up, sacrifice or taking a worthwhile risk. Inverted, greed or selfishness leading to misfortune. Death. Right way up, new understanding, development and rebirth. Inverted, destruction. Temperance. The right way up, finding balance and a solution to complex issues. Inverted, lack of harmony. The Devil. Right way up, turning a bad into a good situation. Introverted, impulsiveness or lack of responsibility. The Tower. Right way up, rebuild, gaining knowledge from things that have gone wrong. Inverted, ruin brought upon yourself. The Star. Right way up, timely good luck or a new solution. Inverted, missing an opportunity. The Moon. Right way up, intuition and trust in your feelings. Introverted, over rationalizing. The Sun. Right way up, triumph, reward for hard work and dedication. Inverted, false success or failure. Judgment. Right way up, achievement of goals and bringing self-development, serenity and new beginnings. Inverted, regret and recriminations. The World. Right way up, completion and fulfillment. Inverted, inability to progress. The Minor Arcana. Cups is the emotion, the joy and the cares. It's both our relation and our fears. One of Cups is abundance and gain. Two of Cups, the joy of another's name. Three of Cups is joy and happiness. Four of Cups says beware of it in excess. 5 of Cups reassesses after the good gone bad. 6 of Cups, the past may be rehad. 7 of Cups speaks of ambition and hope. 8 of Cups is disappointment, but widen your scope. 9 of Cups is about peace and contentment. 10 of Cups is all that, but with added achievement. The Knave of Cups is helpful, the Knight a lover and bright. The Queen of Cups creative, and the King brings insight. Swords are actions, often needed the most. They slay our demons and chase our ghosts. 1 of Swords is about achievement and success. 2 of Swords gain from having much less. 3 of Swords, a door opens, paths are clear. 4 of Swords, a rest from what you fear. 5 of Swords shows struggle and defeat. 6 of Swords sees you back on your feet. 7 of Swords shows hurdles, be brave and careful. 8 of Swords, patience overcomes what you thought fretful. 9 of Swords, failure, be steadfast. 10 of Swords, disaster, but will end at last. The Knave of Swords is often clever, the Knight is strong like a soldier. The Queen of Swords is quick-witted, and the King brings order. Coins are what we do on this earth, our house, our home, what's in our purse. 1 of Coins is prosperity, to have and to hold. 2 of Coins says disruption may unfold. 3 of Coins brings achievement in the intellectual. 4 of Coins shows wealth, says we'll be successful. 5 of Coins is financial disaster and ruin. 6 of Coins is help, something to stand firm in. 7 of Coins success, but please be careful. 8 of Coins hard work will see you successful. 9 of Coins is wealth and achievement driven. 10 of Coins says there will be a gift you're given. The Knave of Coins is sensible, the Knight is just and true. The Queen of Coins is generous, the King will advise you. 1 is the need to change, it is our passions, bringing our ideas into worldly fashions. 1 of Wands is inspiration, it sees something new, beginning. 2 of Wands sees good luck finally come in. 3 of Wands success from being brave. 4 of Wands success and popularity craved. 5 of Wands says there may be a setback. 6 of Wands gives encouragement, gets your will back. 7 of Wands shows that things aren't as bad as they seem. 8 of Wands sees you closer to your dreams. 9 of Wands, be strong and hold your ground. 10 of Wands, struggles may make you frown. The Knave of Wands is lively, the Knight energy beckons. The Queen is practical, and the King a force to be reckoned. The suits. Cups. Cups is a suit that deals with matters of the heart. It is linked to the element of water and has links to emotions as well as imagination and creativity. They also represent spirituality and the season of summer. Swords. Swords is the suit dealing with intellect. It is linked to the element of air and has links to ideas, plans and learning. They also represent conflict and worries. It often marks the instigation of something and represents the season of winter. Coins. Coins is the suit that deals with practical and material matters. It is linked to the element of earth and links to money, property and career. They also represent fertility and the season of autumn. Wands. Wands is the suit dealing with energy and transformation. It is linked to the element of fire and links to changes of circumstance, personal transformation and new beginnings. They also represent communication and the season of spring. The numbers. Number 1 means new beginnings. Inverted, it means failure to get a new project started or a feeling of being stuck. Number 2 means duality, partnership and balance. Inverted, it can mean a lack of balance. Number 3 completion of task or an achievement. Inverted means facing the first hurdle in a task. Number 4 means solid foundations. The inverted meaning is poor planning. Number 5, need to address the lack of balance and potential problems. Inverted meaning, problems going unchecked and disaster. Number 6, the meaning, a goal reaching a significant waypoint. Inverted meaning, difficulties that need to be overcome. Number 7, meaning, spiritual and emotional happiness. Inverted meaning, contemplation is needed. Number 8, meaning progression in long-running situations. Inverted meaning means disappointment and obstacles. Number 9, meaning light at the end of the tunnel and projects nearing their completion. Inverted meaning is failure to achieve objectives the way you planned. Number 10 means completion, achievement and being ready to move on. The inverted meaning is endings and having to start again. The knave represents a young person or news. Inverted, it can mean unfinished projects. The knight represents a peer, a friend, or bravery and achievement. Inverted, it can mean an unfriendly person or cowardice. The queen represents a woman or teacher. Inverted, it can represent bad advice. The king represents a man or greater understanding, and inverted, it can mean overconfidence. Readings. Now you are comfortable with your deck and the card meanings, you will no doubt be looking forward to putting them to good use and actually doing some readings. In order to complete a good reading, preparation is essential. First of all, decide when and where you are going to do the reading. You want to be relaxed, comfortable and free from distractions. Make sure you are in a quiet environment. Wherever possible, unplug phones, switch mobiles on the silent mode, and if there is a busy family rushing round, hang a do not disturb sign on the door. It is also important to be in the right frame of mind to complete a reading. Do not try and do readings if you are stressed or upset. If you've had a busy day at work, don't rush through the front door and grab your tarot deck. Sit down, have some tea, and quietly relax for a little while first. I would also strongly advise staying away from high amounts of caffeine, alcohol, and other stimulants before attempting a reading. One of the quickest and simplest ways to start using your cards is to do single card readings. This involves concentrating on a question whilst shuffling your deck, cutting the deck, and then reading the card that is presented on top of where you made the cut. When doing single card readings, I would recommend just using the major arcana cards. Doing single card readings is also a very good learning device to acquaint yourself with the major arcana cards. Tarot spreads are the order and patterns we use to lay out the cards. When choosing which spread to use, it is important to consider two factors: what information you wish to get from the reading and how much detail you want from the reading. Many readers develop their own little rituals for shuffling and cutting the cards. My personal recommendation is to shuffle the deck 3 times, then cut it into 3 piles. Repeat this until you feel ready to start. If I'm reading for another person, I will also ask them to shuffle the cards. In the tarot spreads illustrated, you will see not only the positions the cards should be placed in, but also the order in which they should be dealt. Start with 1, then 2, etc. It is customary not to turn any of the cards over until they have all been dealt. They are turned over by lifting the bottom of the card and flipping it upwards away from the reader. As with all things in tarot reading, follow your instincts. It won't be long before you find yourself wanting to tweak layouts and shuffling styles. This should be considered a good thing, as it shows how comfortable you are getting with your cards. You will also start to notice that in each reading you complete a different detail in the cards and its meaning and will seem to stand out for you, just as it did when you first went through the process of connecting with your deck. This is a natural psychic development, and by following your intuition, your readings will gain in insight and detail. 3 card spreads. 3 card spreads can be completed with either a full deck or just using the major arcana. Deal 1 card in the centre, deal the second card to its immediate left, and deal the third card to the right of the first one. The first card represents the present, the second card the past, and the third card the future. By dealing the cards in the same order, they can also represent the heart, emotions and fate, the second card meaning the mind, thoughts and logic, and the third card soul, instinct and outcome. You can also deal the cards going from left to right, 1, 2, 3, the first one representing a week, the second one representing a moon or a month, and the third one representing a season or a period of 3 months. 5 card spreads. This spread should always be completed with a full deck. Deal a card in the centre, deal the second card to its immediate left, and deal the third card to its immediate right. Then deal a 4th card directly under the first, and a 5th card directly above the first. The first card represents the present, the second the past, the third the future, the 4th the reason for the reading, and the 5th the outcome. 7 card spreads. The Horseshoe Spread uses the whole deck and is good for looking at any element of someone's life. Deal 7 cards in a shallow horseshoe shape going from left to right. The first represents the past, the second the present, the third the immediate future, the 4th provides advice on how to move forward, the 5th other people's opinions, the 6th obstacles, and the 7th outcomes. The Forked Road spread uses all of the cards and is good for anyone facing a decision that they are struggling to make. Deal the first card central, deal the second one immediately to the left and slightly higher than the first, deal the third card immediately above the second, and the 4th card immediately to the left of the third. Deal the 5th card to the right and slightly above the first, deal the 6th card immediately above the 5th, and deal the 7th card directly right to the 6th. The first card represents the present, the second good points of the first choice, the third bad points of the first choice, and the 4th the outcome of the first choice. The 5th represents good points of the second choice, the 6th bad points of the second choice, and the 7th the outcome of the second choice. 13 card spread. The Wheel of the Year spread is good for looking at life in general or a specific element of a person's life over a 1-year period. Deal each of the cards going from 1 through 12 as if they were matching up with the numbers on a clock face, and deal the 13th card in the very centre. Cards 1 through 12 represent a month each, running in chronological order from the time that the reading is carried out. The 13th represents the general feeling and prevailing theme for that year. Giving a good reading. My personal philosophy when giving readings to others is that they should be honest but positive. I know of readers who will not read the inverted meaning of any cards, as it often represents something negative. I believe doing this is a disservice to the person I am reading for. Life does have negative elements, and the whole point of having a reading done is to be forewarned. That said, I strongly feel that a person should leave a tarot reading with a positive outlook on things. There are a few different ways in which you can do this and still maintain your integrity as a reader. Number 1. Watch your language. It's a fairly simple one. be mindful of the way you explain the reading to people. If you are telling them something you think they will not be happy to hear, deliver the news gently. 2. Remind people that the future is not fixed. So many people go into a reading with the misapprehension that whatever they are told is destined to happen no matter what. This, of course, is incorrect. The whole point of getting a reading is to learn what circumstance life may throw at you so that you can get more perspective and insight and choose how to deal with it better. Make sure people know that they can always choose which way to go in life. 3. Organic reading style. If something comes up in a reading that makes someone unhappy, do a small side reading on it. Do a quick 3-card spread asking what positives can this person take from this. It's a very good way to reassure people. Example readings. Spread. 1-card draw. Question. How should I deal with my developing career? Card. The world in positive alignment. The world coming up as a result of this question is very positive. It means that the person has already had some success in their career and has achieved some goals. It also means that the person should keep moving forward and developing rather than getting cozy with what they've already got and failing to progress further. Spread. The forked road. Question. Should we move house to a different area? Cards. In the first position, 4 of Cups inverted. In the second position, 3 of Wands in positive alignment. In the third position, 4 of Swords inverted. And in the fourth position, 8 of Coins inverted. In the fifth position, 8 of Wands in positive alignment. In the sixth position, 8 of Swords inverted. And in the seventh position, the Empress inverted. The 4 of Cups coming up in the first position shows that the main driving force behind the considered house move is emotional unhappiness rather than practical reasons. The 3 cards on the left were dealt whilst concentrating on the option of staying put. The 3 of Wands shows that despite feeling unhappy at the moment, there has been happiness and success there, and there is more to come. The inverted 4 of Swords shows there may be a continued state of worry, though this seems to be based on the hypothetical. The 8 of Coins, inverted, shows there may be some practical obstacles to overcome. The 3 cards on the right were dealt whilst focusing on the option of moving. The 8 of Wands represents that a fresh start would add new energy to long-term goals. The inverted 8 of Swords indicates that there would be disappointment after trying to bring visualized goals into being. The inverted Empress card indicates that moving could cause some serious issues in both work and domestic life. Given that neither branch of this reading is particularly positive, I decided to do a side reading to see how the situation where they are currently living could be improved. The spread was a week, a moon and a season. And the cards came up as the 9 of Wands inverted, the Queen of Wands inverted, and the 5 of Wands in positive alignment. The inverted 9 of Wands indicates that they need to make peace with things not working out and accept these things in order to move forward. The inverted Queen of Wands suggests that over the next month they should be wary of advice from others and trust their own judgment above all else. The 5 of Wands shows that in a few months they will be able to better discuss and adapt to situations as they develop and ultimately feel more settled. I hope this little book has helped start you on a long path of development with the tarot and wish you every success with all of your divination endeavours. Lily.